Hey, what's going on? Today I'm gonna be talking about the Bucks offseason roadmap. Now obviously the big thing with this is the Giannis trade. I don't think it's happening. That might be an unpopular opinion, but I don't think the Bucks want to move on from him, and I don't think he wants to go anywhere. So if you came here looking for that, you might want to go elsewhere. I'm not really gonna touch on that much. Yeah. And to not to like sugarcoat it or nothing, like they this postseason they fell short. Obviously the Dame blood clot situation, that was a huge reason why. So you can't hate on him too much for that. Things happen. He came back towards Achilles. Props to him for even trying to play, man. Like, unfortunate for sure. So you're going into a year where you don't know if Dame's gonna play, and if he does, you don't know what he's gonna look like. And he's coming back, optimistically in like March. So it's it's really a bad situation to be in. So that's why these trade rumors are floating around and stuff. It's a bad situation. So I'm gonna get into like the re-signing aspect. You wanna re-sign Gary Trent Jr. He was fucking phenomenal, fucking amazing. Like 37-point games. I mean, okay, I know in that overtime he turned over the ball twice, but the reason you were even in that overtime was because of him. So great person to go for. I mean, the only thing is he was on the minimum coming into this year, so you really had him at a steal. He might want more money. I really don't know like where to go with that. So it's like you don't really know what he's going to be asking for. If you can get him, you don't want to overpay him, but it would be amazing to have him back on that team. You really need him. Kevin Porter Jr. was also phenomenal. He really became one of my favorite players to watch on that team, which I know there's out off the court things and reasons not to like him, but when he's on that court, he's a really good player, and like you're gonna need somebody to step into that role now that Dame's gonna be gone. So he's gonna be a perfect starting point guard. You obviously have Ryan Rollins too. He's been pretty good. I know it's kind of like a debate amongst Bucks fans on like which path to go. I like KPJ and I like Ryan Rollins also, but KPJ is really he's more of a starting caliber player if you feel me. And if you're a Bucks fan, you know the lineup that was working. It was Giannis, it was Bobby, it was AJ Green, it was Gary Trent Jr., and it was Kevin Porter Jr. And that lineup was phenomenal. Like they were winning games. They were going down 20, coming back because they had that lineup. That lineup closed the season really well. I think they ended the season like 8-0 with that lineup. Like it was really, really fun to watch too. Like it was a fun basketball team to watch. So really going in this year, I just love to see them, keep that team together if they can. Because I know Bobby has an option. I don't know where they're going to go with him. I kind of go back and forth with Bobby because I really like him, but sometimes he has his shortcomings. He can be a ball stopper for sure. So it's really weird trying to navigate this off season on what you keep and what you move on from, because you don't want to do too little, you don't want to do too much. That's how it goes with this. Obviously that's every team. You just want to work around the edges. You kind of want to build on what you got. You don't want to lose what you had. But some people just walk, and then you got situations like with Pat Connaughton. He's just gonna accept into his player option. I think he's got $9 million on the year or something. And then you have Kyle Kuzma, who I don't know how he fits into this roster at this point. I don't even really know how to get into that because I don't know if he belongs in that starting lineup. He can be a very useful player, but when it comes postseason time, like, I don't know. He just doesn't really fit into the roster well. And that goes for Brook Lopez, too. I think he's a free agent this summer, so I think it's time to move on from him, unfortunately. He's just gotten up there in age. If you're going to be competing against the Pacers every postseason, you can't have Brook Lopez on that roster. He's just not playable against the Pacers. He's just not, he can't keep up. it's I don't know. Like, it worked playing small ball against the Pacers a lot more than it does having Lopez try to run down the floor when he's not keeping up with nobody on that roster. And I mean, you hate to see it. You hate to see that roster get split up even more than they already have. You know, you got Giannis, Bobby, I think Pat. I think those are really the only people left in the championship roster. So, really a whole new team. I mean, you've already lost your Chris Middletons of the world. Well, everybody has their own opinion on that. I don't think it was the right choice, but at the same time, they under the second apron. It's going to help, you know, with flexibility this offseason to hopefully do something. I don't know what you really can do. There's not a lot. That's the thing. There's not a lot you can do this summer. So really convincing Giannis to stay is going to be more like, hey, man, you're really going to be building with these dudes. Let's see how this goes. This is going to be your team this year. I know, I mean, that's every year. Every year it's Giannis' team. But he's going to be embracing a new role. I don't feel like he's necessarily played in as much. More that he's playing that point, kind of, you know, like a point forward, really. And I enjoyed seeing that this year when Dame was out of that roster. It was cool to see that starting five I was speaking about. So really, my all-season hopes of keeping all them. You know, if you can get like a Miles Turner, which would be absolutely like a 10 out of 10 off-season to me. Maybe not 10 out of 10, but it'd be phenomenal to replace Brook Lopez with somebody like Miles Turner. Because I know there are some like signing issues over there with the Pacers where they don't want to pay him what he's worth or something. I don't know necessarily what's going on over there. So like, I'm not gonna sit here and hope something like that's gonna happen. It's probably not. Miles Turner would be cool. Some people throw out DeMar DeRozan for Kyle Kuzma because the money matches. I don't think that's gonna happen. I would not want to include the pick that the Bucks do have at like 2030 or something because they lost all their picks already. I don't know. If you could get DeMar DeRozan, that's cool. You need somebody that can get buckets. You lost Chris Middleton. So really going into this next year, it's really more about building a foundation out of nothing. And, you know, I don't think it's impossible. I might be way too over-optimistic about that. But I don't think it's impossible to build with A.J. Green, Gary Trent, Giannis, KPJ, maybe keep Bobby. You know, you make some trades around the edges. I don't think there's a ton out there. You know, you're not going to get some KD type of player to come play in Milwaukee. Not at this point. Not with the assets you got. You don't got really anything. But you do need to make changes. This year is really going to be a down year waiting for Dame to get back. And I don't know, because it's like, I don't feel like it's time to move on from Dame. I mean, you can't really move on from Dame. He's injured. Nobody wants that. Dame is a phenomenal player, and I hate that the Bucks never really got a chance to see Dame and Giannis truly together in that postseason environment. I would really like to see a new coach. It's just because, like, I feel like Doc really didn't really tap in to what they offer. Because, like, them dudes they averaging, like, the most points for a duo in the league. And people are saying they're not a good duo. They're a good duo. They gonna get their buckets. So, like, you gotta know how to work around that, and Doc is not doing that really. To put it lightly, he is. I don't know. It feels like Doc's just coasting sometimes. You know, I'm not even gonna rant on Doc. There's just like things that they need to get rid of, like a Pat Connaughton contract. That's just fucking crazy, man. I don't think you're gonna be able to. They've been trying to get rid of Pat's contract for years at this point. You can't because they paid that man like that. Nobody wants that. Even if you package picks, teams are still hesitant. And then, you know, it would be a great year to have somebody like A.J. Johnson to step in, you know, get some real minutes because, you know, it's going to be a weird, shaky year, but they traded him for Kyle Kuzma with Chris Middleton. I don't know if that was really a bad move in my opinion. I don't understand how you lose Chris Middleton, you kick back Kyle Kuzma, and you also included your first-round pick. It's really bad in my eyes on losing A.J. Johnson, too, because he's showing sparks over there in Washington, man. Like, he looks really good sometimes. And, you know, I know Doc's not the best at developing talent. You have people like Andre Jackson Jr., who looked phenomenal defensively. He held Shea under like 20 points in the NBA Cup final. I know it's an NBA Cup. People aren't going to respect it. But Andre Jackson's a really, really good defender. And, you know, Giannis said it. I think he's the best defender in the league or something. He says some shit like that. He believes in it. I know it's his teammate. So really put that man in the lineup, you know. He needs to, this offseason, he got to go work and get a shot, though. Because that man, he can't score the ball. That's the problem. And sometimes he looks hesitant to score the ball. You don't want that out of somebody that's going to be on the floor major minutes guarding, you know, sometimes the best player. Like when he guarded Shea, you know. I think having him in that role where he's defending, like, you know, if he would have defended Halliburton, I don't think they'd be, you know, in Cancun right now. And this video a little disjointed and all over the place. So I'm probably going to call it like Bucks Offseason and Rant or something. I don't know, because I don't want to act like I'm putting this together. This is my first video, so I'm really just talking to the mic. I don't have much of a point with this other than just talking about my opinion on what the Bucks can do. And, you know, I'm a huge Bucks fan, so I really just want to see the best for this team, and I want to see Giannis stay in Milwaukee. I want to see him compete again, man. I just want to see him out the first round. Like, it's been a minute since I've seen a run from this team, and it shouldn't be like that when you got the best player in the league. So to, like, wrap it all up, my opinion, you know, you want to keep some of your key pieces, like, you know, Giannis, maybe extend AJ Green. You know, re-sign KPJ, Gary Trent Jr., keep Bobby. If you can, keep Bobby. I don't know what he's asking for, what the market is on him. Kyle Kuzma, I don't know. I really have no input on that. You're going to need to move on from Brook Lopez. You're going to want somebody like a Miles Turner. I don't even know why I'm saying Miles Turner again. That's not happening. But somebody like that. You need somebody to replace that. Jericho Sims, actually, I didn't touch on him. I think he'd be good to re-sign. He was very, very good as a lob threat and a defender. I think you should try to keep him. You know, I don't know. There's videos all over the place. But, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with this team. Kind of run it back, but not really run it back. You want to see what you can change and what you can build with that framework, because that framework showed that it can work. They're not moving on from Doc, so I'm not even gonna really talk about that at all. You know, this is gonna be hold it down until Dame get home. Maybe you have that framework where Dame can plug himself in, make a run at the end of the year, and if not this year, y'all make a run without. Y'all get to the conference finals without Dame. Dame coming back with all the confidence in the world. I don't know what he's gonna look like, but that's when y'all do it. It's not this year, but next year. And you know, Giannis been in Milwaukee so long. I think he's fine. I don't think he'll leaving. I think he'll hold it down. Which might be crazy to say. That's just my personal opinion. Don't attack me for it, because I know everybody's team want Giannis on it. You know, I don't blame them. So, yeah. Shit. Thanks for watching. If you listen to this whole thing. Yeah, peace.